You step outside. You emerge from a long, dim tunnel into brilliant, glaring daylight.
And then,
a sneeze. Maybe two. Maybe three in a rapid-fire, uncontrollable burst. It's powerful, it's immediate, and it feels completely involuntary. The strange part, you haven't inhaled any dust or pollen or pepper. The only trigger was the sudden, intense wash of light. If this sounds bafflingly familiar, you are most certainly not alone. You are part of a distinct group, estimated to be anywhere from 18 to 35% of the population. For those who have it, it's a lifelong reflex. We've all tried to explain it. Is it an allergy? Are we somehow allergic to the sun itself? But an allergy is a complex immune system response, and this feels mechanical. Is it just a strange psychological quirk? This phenomenon has baffled people for centuries, a harmless but perplexing mystery passed down through generations. It was even noted by the Greek philosopher Aristotle over 2,000 years ago. He pondered why the sun, which is hot, would provoke a sneeze. The case is clear. Why light? What possible, logical connection could exist between our eyes and our nose? How can something you simply see force such a violent, physical expulsion of air from your lungs? This is the scientific case of the solar sneeze. And to solve it, we must investigate a fascinating glitch in our nervous system, a place where our body's fundamental wiring gets crossed. To begin our investigation, we must first clear the suspects. As Aristotle wondered, could it be the heat from the sun? This is a logical guess, but it's easily debunked. Many people report the same reflex when looking at a bright, cold, indoor fluorescent light. Heat is not the variable. Light is the variable. So, what about the allergy theory? Also incorrect. An allergic reaction involves histamine, a chemical released by the immune system. This is faster. It's not an immune response. It is a neurological response. A direct, hardwired reflex. Oh, what is it? Scientists call this phenomenon the photic sneeze reflex, or PSR. It's a trait where a stimulus of the eye, specifically bright light, triggers a sneeze. But science, in a wonderful moment of self-aware humor, also gave it a perfect backronym. It is formally known as Autosomal Dominant Compelling Helio-Ophthalmic Outburst Syndrome. Or, for short,
ACHOO.
This single, amusing name contains nearly every clue we need to solve the case. Let's break down that evidence. Autosomal dominant. This tells us, unequivocally, that the trait is genetic. Autosomal means it's carried on one of our non-sex chromosomes. Dominant means you only need to inherit the gene from one parent to have the trait. This confirms why it runs so strongly in families, a quirky inheritance passed down like eye color or a widow's peak. Now for the second part of the clue. Helio-Ophthalmic outburst. A compelling outburst that is helio, caused by the sun, and ophthalmic, related to the eye. The name literally describes the crime. We have our victim, the sneezer, our weapon, light, and our genetic motive, it's inherited. We are missing only one thing: the mechanism. How, precisely, does the gene build a nervous system that does this? The investigation now. This is the trigeminal nerve, the fifth and largest of your 12 cranial nerves. This nerve is key. Think of the trigeminal nerve as a massive superhighway of information for your face. It splits into three main branches: the ophthalmic branch, the eyes, the maxillary branch, the nose and mid-face, the mandibular branch. And here, scientists believe, is where we find our culprit. The nerve branch for the eye and the nerve branch for the nose are packed incredibly close together. They are neighbors, running their wires right alongside each other, back to the brain. The leading theory is one of crust signals, a neurological crosstalk, like a faulty phone line. Here is what is supposed to happen. When a sudden, bright light hits your retina, a massive electrical signal is sent. It travels down the ophthalmic eye branch, telling your brain to do one thing: constrict the pupils, fast. But in people with the ACHOO trait, that signal is just too strong. It's an overwhelming flood of sensory data. And that powerful electrical signal is thought to spill over or leak from the eye nerve and accidentally stimulate the nasal nerve right next to it. Now, we have a problem. A signal has just jumped the tracks. The overwhelming electrical charge from the eye has zapped the neighboring maxillary nerve. And now, the brain is receiving an emergency signal from a nerve that has one very specific job. The maxillary nerve is your nose's alarm system. Its purpose is to detect irritants, dust. When this nerve activates, it sends one simple, urgent message to the brainstem. Warning: irritant detected in the nasal cavity. The brain doesn't debate this signal. It doesn't question it. It receives a high-priority alert on the nose irritation hotline. And it has a single, pre-programmed, protective protocol in response. Eject. This is the aha. The brain misinterprets the electrical signal from the eye as a physical irritant in the nose. It has no way of knowing the signal originated as sunlight. All it knows is that the nasal nerve is firing, and the protocol must be executed. So it triggers a sneeze. The sneeze is a complex, coordinated event. A deep inhale, a tensing of the chest. And in this case, it's all a complete mistake. The photic sneeze is a fascinating case of mistaken identity, a sensory crosstalk where the brain hears a signal from the eye but believes it came from the nose. This isn't a disease. It's not a disorder. It is a quirk of neuroarchitecture, a harmless glitch in the system. This brings us to the big concept: referred sensation. Our brain is not a perfect, flawless computer. It's built for survival, and if it gets a signal that says nasal irritant, it will choose to sneeze first and ask questions later. Or, in this case, never. It's the ghost in the machine. A ghost that makes you sneeze. So, what does this all mean for the roughly 1 in 4 of us who are solar sneezers? Absolutely nothing. It is not a sign of sickness. It is not a flaw in your design. The photic sneeze reflex is simply a benign glitch. It's a harmless, fascinating signature of your genetic code, an echo of an ancestor who passed this tiny, specific quirk on to you. This is a perfect example of our channel's core mission: demystifying ourselves through the lens of science. We believe No feeling is too small to explain. This isn't a problem that needed a cure. It was a case that, once closed, just leaves us with a deeper sense of wonder at our own biology. It's just interesting. It's another fascinating aha moment, filed away. So, does this happen to you? And what other strange, inherited glitches or reflexes have you always wondered about? Let me know in the comments.